Dorothy. Spotlight for everyone. It's all right. She's made me. Okay, can everybody see a little bit closer now?
Yes, teacher.
Good. So here are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Now I always have a second palette just in case I don't have space to mix some colors, because we're going to be mixing some colors soon. Okay? We're going to be mixing some colors. So you probably need another palette. Now, you know what else is a really good idea? Getting some scrap paper, like some newspaper, some old magazine paper. You can possibly grab some of those so that you can use that as a palette. I don't happen to have any newspaper with me today because I'm not at home. Did you notice that this is not my house? Did you notice that I'm not at home? I'm at someone else's house today. I don't have all
I know,
my
teacher,
things.
because I noticed your table is different.
That's right, this table. Yep. I'm staying at an abbey. Do you know what an abbey is?
I don't know. Teacher.
An abbey. Look it up. It's like a religious place, a religious retreat. All right, kids, we've got about 4 minutes to start, so please get your palette ready. Now, notice how all these colors that I'm giving you, it's just basically everything except for the two, what are these called? Who knows what these guys are called?
They are snails.
That's right. So these two snails, we're going to get colors later. Look how much I'm using. That's why I don't want you to put it on the palette. We're going to do these a little bit later. I'm going to color them in. Now, I hope everybody has a texter marker. Oops, I said it again. A marker. I should probably go get mine. All right. I hope everybody has a marker and a pencil and an eraser. All right. I'm going to have my marker here. Oh, I don't think I have an eraser today. I don't think I brought my eraser with me. Oh, yes, I did. All right, kids, we're nearly ready to start. 3 more minutes. We're just going to wait for everybody else to come on. So, has anyone seen mushrooms like this?
Yes.
You have? I have never in my life seen mushrooms like this. I know they exist because I've seen photos of them, but I've never seen mushrooms like this. I wish I could see them one day. I want to see them up close. I don't even know.
But that is poison. But that's poison.
Are these poison? I don't even know if these are poison.
If we eat that, we're gonna die.
Is that true? That's
yes, because all the mushroom have color. It was poisonous.
Right.
But there is sometimes the white and black mushroom can be poisons too.
Okay. Yes. Now, kids, what kind of paintbrushes have you got today? What kind of paintbrushes? Well, I didn't ask about the paper yet, but yes, A3 paper is definitely what we want. But what kind of brushes do you have?
The tiny round, the medium square, and the large square.
Excellent, good girl, Anna. So
teacher,
these are my two.
Can you show me the palette again?
The palette, yep.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So brown, green, black, red, and white. I don't think you can see that white, can you? All right, kids, let's get started. Oh, 1 more minute. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure you have the right paintbrushes. Now, I'm not 100% sure we're going to use the very, very small one. Yeah, we will. We will definitely use the small one, sorry. So we're going to use all of them, okay? You guys ready to start? Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We're all ready. Now, the first thing I need you to do, where's my piece of paper? I want you to just notice where the mushrooms are on this page. Can everybody see where the mushrooms are? Yeah, they're right in the middle. See my big hand? It's right in the middle. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take your hand and I want you to place your hand in the middle like this, right? This is where it's going to go, right in the middle. Now, the first thing we need to do, is draw in. I hope everybody's got a pencil. You all have a pencil? Now, the first thing I need you to do is this particular triangle. Now, notice how it's not a triangle with a sharp edge, right? It doesn't have a sharp corner. So it has one up, one there, and one there that's hiding behind the other one. So basically, we're going to draw a triangle that goes up, down, and around like this, but it's going to be curvy. So hang on, let me just do this once, and then I'll go over it with a texter, with a marker. So can everybody see how that almost looks like a UFO? Hang on, I know what you're thinking. I can't see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to go over it. But the thing is, I want to do the other one first as well. I want to do the one next to it because this one, notice how this one is hiding behind this one. So I've got two triangles, one and then another one. But can you see this triangle has a curve in it? So 1, 2, 3 corners. Can everybody see the 3 corners here? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do the same. Hang on, I need another pencil because I don't think you can even see what I'm doing. So this is the first one that I did. So up, down, and it's got a curvy side. Now this part here is going to be hiding this area, right? Now I've got my other one that is going from here up, down, and I'm going to put some curves into it, and it's going to go like that. Can you see that triangle? Now I'm going to put some curves in it. So can you see how I'm doing the curves now? Curvy. This is going to go over that one because I want some overlapping, right? And now this has got one of these little curvy lines like that, and this is going to go behind, right? So I'm going to just give this a little bit more curve. Move my rubber because my eraser is going to get rid of all those lines that I don't need. And this happens to be the worst rubber in the world. All right. Can everybody see the triangle that I originally did, how it's a lot curvier now, right? So now I'm going to draw something like a tower. The tower is going to come about here. So it's going to go like this and like this, right? A little bit curvy, and it's going to stop right in the middle there. In fact, I feel as though that's a little bit wonky. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. All right, so this is going to be the center right there. So it's going to go like that and like that. Huh? Can everybody see that?
Teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Show me a little bit closer. Ooh, I love it. Now, do not go over it with texter just yet, okay? You don't go over it with texter just yet. We have to finalize all those lines before we go over it. Now, which one is going to be overlapping the other one? This one, okay? Can everybody see my picture? This one is overlapping this one. I want everyone to know that we're going to rub out the second one, right? All those lines that are behind, so we're going to make sure this one is in front, all right? Now, this is going to be a little bit curvier at the top. I don't want it to look like a triangle exactly, yeah? It's going to be nice and curvy. Now, I'm sure you've seen mushrooms that are nice and curvy like this, right? Nice and curvy at the top, curvy on the sides. Now, these have to end in the same space, right? On the same horizon. So these little lines coming down, in fact, I feel like I need to make this just a little bit lower, right? I kind of want to make it really low and then bring this a little bit. Look, yours is not going to be exactly like mine, and it's okay, but I just want to bring it down a little bit. All right, so there. Don't worry about all the marks in the background because we're going to go over that with paint. All right, so like this. Now, this part here is going to be the stem. Can you see how I'm making the stem all curvy? Oops. Right, can you see how I've made the stem all curvy? All right, so now I'm just about ready to go over it with my texter. Okay, so I think that's nice like that. I quite like that one. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to go over it with my texter. Right, and this area here, this, and now I'm going to do this other one. So like that. Make sure you don't go over that line. I want that stem to be clear. Yeah, I don't want you to draw that line in there. That's it. Like that. Right. All right, now we are just about ready to do some other details with our marker. Okay, so I hope everybody has something similar to that. Now remember
Teacher,
what I
wait
said.
for me.
Yep, this is the main part of the picture, right? It's right in the middle. Can you see that? Mine's a little bit lower, I've noticed, but that's okay. It can't be exactly. Oh, I wish I had a better rubber because this rubber's terrible. It just seems to smudge all the pencil here and there and it doesn't really take it off. I think I found this rubber in a compass set. You know how they have a compass set and they have all these little extras? This was one of those rubbers in the compass set, and they always have bad quality rubbers in there.
It's okay. It's
Show
I
me,
see.
darling, a little bit
I
closer. Yeah, I love it. It's very nice. But look what you've done here. You've gone over this line. I want you to make sure that when you're painting, you go over this one first, and this one's going to go behind this one. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Havy? A little bit closer, please, Felicia and Claire. Can't see, darlings. Closer, closer, closer. Yes, I can barely see it, but that looks good. That looks good enough. Let me see, Claire. Ooh, yeah. Love it. Ooh, nice, Misso. Good. Very good. All right. So let's move on. Now, who has seen underneath a mushroom? Have you seen those lines? You can't really see mine. Maybe if I go over them like this, you'll be able to see them more because I went over them and I forgot to go over it. So what I want you to do is I want you to do some lines coming out like this. We're going to go over those when it dries, but these are the lines that we see in a mushroom. Have you ever noticed that? Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to make some circles with your marker. You can do it in pencil first if you want to, or you can just go straight on there. So I'm going to just do some circles. One, a little one, a big one, a little one. So we want varied sizes. What does that mean, varied? What does varied mean? Who knows what varied means? Anybody? Varied means different, yes? So we're going to put some varied sizes like this all around. And with some of them are going to go off like that. Can you see how I've got some coming off like that? All right. So I'm just going to put some round, some big ones, some middle-sized ones, some tiny little ones. Okay. All right, I think I'm done there. All right, so these are my little round circles on my mushrooms, okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to draw a horizon line. Wait, what's wrong with my wonky? right? I want you to draw a horizon line. Can everybody see on my picture the horizon line in the background? Can you see that? It's going to actually cut across my top mushroom. Okay, so it's going to cut across, but I'm not going to draw a line over my mushroom. You've got to be very, very careful not to draw the horizon line over the mushroom. You're going to make it just under, like this. Now, if you can't draw a straight line, just grab a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, like me, for example, do I have a ruler? Oh,
Teacher.
yes, I do have a ruler.
Teacher, but I think my taller mushroom is on the right, not on the left.
That doesn't matter at all, darling. It doesn't matter
Okay.
at all. Everybody's is going to be different. Now, notice here that my horizon line is cutting across both of them. Yeah. And what I did, geez, my line with that I did with my hand was really wonky. It was so terribly wonky. So I'm glad I have a ruler now, and I've sorted that out because it's nice and straight now. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on our little mushrooms here. Mushrooms, our little snails. Sorry, we already did the mushrooms. We're going to go to the snails now. Ready? Now I've done mine a little bit lower. That's okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little round, like a pea, right? Can everybody see that small pea right at the very top? Right? So somewhere around here at the bottom of the first one, right? And then I'm going to do another circle. It looks like a donut. And then I'm just going to keep growing my circle until I draw about 5 or 6 circles. See how big it is now? See, it's just getting from a small little pea and it just keeps growing. It looks like a donut. It looks like one small donut on top of the other. All right, and this is going to be my final donut, right? Now, notice back here, I'm going to do the snail's tail. See that? And this is going to be the front. Okay, now watch as I do this. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. See those little, I don't know, what are they? Little antennas. Yeah. So mine looks like that in this drawing, and now this one looks like that in that drawing. So you can see how it's a little bit different, and it doesn't matter at all, just as long as you get the basics done. Okay, so that's one little snail. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Teacher, this is okay. It looks quite
Show me,
fun.
darling. Show me, Havy. Hold it up. Hold it up. Don't move it. Up. Ooh, I love it.
It looks
Ooh,
funny.
it's so good. A little bit closer, Felicia and Claire. I can't see, darling. Closer. Ooh, yes. It's so good. Yes, Misso. Very nice. All right, kids, let's go to the next one. Now, the next one is going to be looking upwards, yeah? So I'm going to do like a swirl. Have a look can you everybody see what it looks like here? So it's going to go round and round and round and round. And then I'm going to end it somewhere there. And then I'm going to have him. So he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, down. And he's going to be looking upwards. Yeah. I kind of want to move these a little bit over because they're going to crash into this mushroom area. I kind of feel like mine need to be a little bit lower. Yeah, I'm going to rub mine out. That's okay. You've got, wherever you've got yours is fine, but I kind of feel like I need to make mine a little bit lower. So there's my twirly whirly shell. And then the tail comes down like that, right? And then this is the body. like this. Okay. All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to go over this with a marker, okay? Just like you did it. I might just move mine, make mine a little bit more. Okay, just go over it with a marker, make sure that the outline is nice and sharp and defined, because when we color it in, we want to go inside these lines and we want to make sure where the lines are. All right, I'm just going to rub out all the markings, and I want you to do the same, please. I want you to rub out all the markings because we don't need those pencil markings in our drawing. All right, and there's this little fella. Right, and there's my round swirly line. Okay, I'm going to rub out all my markings again. It's going to be nice and clean of pencil markings. Pencils are great for an outline, but when we're doing a painting, you really don't want to see those pencil markings, you know. It's not nice. That's what I think anyway. All right, now, I need you all to take your markers, and I want you to draw a line that's, hang on a minute, one centimeter, two centimeters. Okay, I want you to draw some dots that are 2 centimeters downwards, like this. I'll show you. Every 2 centimeters from the very top, right? From the very top, wait a minute. From the very top, I want you to do dots every 2 centimeters. 2, 4. Everybody count by twos with me. 2, 4, 6, 8. Keep going. 10, 12,
12, 14,
14,
16,
16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, right? And I want you to do exactly the same down the bottom here, but I do not want you to go over the horizon line. In fact, I want you to draw in the horizon line as well with a texter, with a marker, yeah? So I want you to do that exactly the same. Make sure that you start at the very edge, right? Every 2 centimeters. So I'm going to do it again. 2, 4, just a dot with your marker. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 22, 24, 26, 28. Now I want you to draw those lines. I want you to connect those lines, but do not go under the horizon line, okay? Just up to the horizon line, like this. Can everybody see what I'm doing? This is going to be the fence. How many centimeters apart are these dots or these lines? 2. Yes? 2 centimeters apart. There you go. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're about ready to start painting. Who's ready to paint? No one?
I didn't finish. I'm nearly done.
Cool. I'll wait for you. Are you okay, Claire? Are you okay? And Felicia? You guys all right?
I almost finished. I finished it.
Excellent. Very good. Beautiful. Okay, kids. Now, the first color I want you to use is red. Now, look what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go outside the lines. I'm going to color the whole thing red. Can you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to paint the white dots later. But that's why I'm doing this first, because I want it to dry. Okay, so take your red color and I want you to paint the whole thing, but use very little paint. Why am I asking you to use very little paint? Who can tell me why?
Because it would dry fast.
That's right. Good girl, Anna. You're so clever. So very little paint. Make sure you put it everywhere. Do not go just outside the dots. Don't use water if you can help it. You don't need water, so you're just applying the red paint. Try and go inside the line as much as you can. I'm using my middle-sized brush just to get it done quicker. Do not use your small one, otherwise it's going to take you way too long. And do not use your large one because this is a delicate little area. It's not a large area. It's not like a background where we use our large paintbrush. So there's my first mushroom. And now notice how I'm not going to paint the underneath part of this mushroom, yes? Everybody knows that the underneath part is going to be brown. So make sure that you know where to stop, right? So using the red all the way.
Teacher, just do it, okay?
What, darling? Ooh, Havy, it's excellent. Good. Now don't use any more paint, okay? Because we want that to dry.
I know. I need to use the small, very less paint. I think that I need more, but then you say that you cannot use more, so I don't use more.
What, Havy? I didn't understand, darling. You're going to use a small paintbrush or a medium?
I use the small paintbrush because my picture is too small. Look at this.
Ah, yeah. You got a small canvas. I understand. You're going to use your small paintbrush everywhere, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Now, ready? Now, kids, is everybody finished with doing the red part?
No, I'm fixing it.
By the time we come back, I hope it'll be finished so we can put in the white. Now, my red is quite good. I've got a good color red today. It's a nice deep red. Might just, and it's not that transparent. Usually my paints are a little bit transparent because they're student grade. Yeah, I don't use professional paints. Too expensive.
I use professional acrylic.
Do you now, Anna?
Yes, it's not see-through.
Yeah, they're very expensive though, don't you think? Okay, kids, are we ready to move on? I want you to wash your paintbrush. In fact, just leave it in the water. We're not going to wash it. Just leave it in the water. We'll wash it later. Now, I need everyone to have a look at their palettes, and we're going to do the background because we need the background to dry so that we can do the spider webs on top of the background. Does everyone understand? We need to do the spider webs on top of the background. So now what I want you to do is I want you to make a gray color. So I'm going to get a lot of white. We always need more white than we need black. And I'm going to get you to do a nice mid-gray, right? A mid-gray, maybe a little bit darker than mid-gray. Maybe a darker gray. You need a little bit of water just to mix it up a bit. All right. So I've got really a nice color there. So this is what I'm going to do. Now, I haven't really got a structure in that background. Notice how it's just all kind of blurry. Can you see that? There's no defined line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to a dark grey on one side, right? Only on one side of the fence. Can everybody see? That's one side. Not on both sides, because then we're going to go over it with black. Right? We're going to blend it with black. So this is going to be the lighter side, but it still needs to be relatively dark because we need our white dots. Do you know what that is? These dots, they are a spider's web that has got like little water droplets on it. Yeah. So can everybody see what I'm doing? I've got the dark grey. Please make a dark grey. Don't make it a light grey, because the light grey is not going to, the white dots are not going to look good on a light grey background. So this is like a dark grey, and we're just basically going along the line, right? Just one all the way up. Need a little bit more.
Teacher,
Yes.
what brush are you using?
The large one. I'm using my large one.
Okay.
All right, so, and as soon as I finish doing all my fences, because this is the kind of fences we have in Australia. Did you know that? Did you know that these are the fences that we have in this country? Most people, that is, most people that live in the suburbs, we all have fences like this. They're all wooden and they look a little bit grey. All right, I want to see your grey colours, please. Hold up your work. I want to see if you've got the right grey. It has to be a dark grey. It can't be black. It's got to be a dark grey. That's not bad, Hazy. Come on, kids, open
Teacher,
up.
is that the color of copper?
Show me.
Done.
Copper. What did you say? Show me the grey that you've made for this fence. Come on, kids, hold up your work. I want to see the greys that you've created. No? No? No one's going to hold up their greys? All right, fair enough.
Teacher, I'm not
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, as soon as you have finished, hey, nice. Well, we don't monkey, we don't have to put oh yeah, that's really, really pretty. Yeah, keep going. Did you just come in now? There's my other one, monkey. Have a look at my other picture. Here, can you see this one?
Yes.
Yeah, monkey. I want you to make another one like this. Yes, good, good, good. Go over them now. Okay, go over them with texture. Now, kids, as soon as you've done those lines, I want you to hold it up so I can see that you're doing it, if you're doing it right. Good girl, Havy. Just wait for me, okay? Just wait for me and I'll give you the instructions for the next one. Do not use a lot of paint because we need to put some white dots on there, yeah? So when you guys have finished with the grey on one side, now we're going to go over it with black on the other side, and we're going to try and blend it in with the grey, right? We're not going to go all the way to the other side because we want there to be a grey colour and a black colour. Does that make sense? Do not go over the grey that you just did. I want there to be a grey and a black. So please do not overpower or go over your grey. Need there to be grey. This is my black. I'm going to try and follow those lines all the way up. Try not to go over. Now, you're using a large paintbrush and you might be in danger of going over your mushroom, your red mushroom. So please be very, very careful. If you need to, just change your paintbrush. If you need to get close to the mushroom, change your paintbrush. Can you see how I've got black on one side and gray on the other? We don't need to use too much paint or too much water because we need to go over that. This is the background. Anytime we do a background, we use very little paint because it's going to take forever to dry and we only have an hour and a half of a lesson. I might actually change my paintbrush over to the middle size. I feel as though I probably need to change it over to the middle size. I want you to go over all the white bits, okay? Try and go over all the white bits that are coming through. I will change my paintbrush over to my middle size. I want to see if it works a little bit better. Very nice. Very nice, Havey. Good girl. You've got a very small canvas today, so you're finishing up early, aren't you? You're finishing quicker than the others because you've got a small surface to cover. I'm going to use my small paintbrush now, and I've got a feeling this is going to work a little bit better for me. Maybe not. No, I'm going to go back to my large paintbrush. It just works a little bit better for me. It just gets the paint on there a bit quicker. Try and get into all those bits that are white. We don't want any white bits to show, right? Because that's going to then compete with those white dots. Now, what I will do is I'll use my middle-sized paintbrush to get into those areas. Can everybody see how I've got some white bits coming through here? Now, I want to be very careful not to go over my mushroom. And it's okay if it's all black, even in the gray areas in the background. It's okay if it's black. Just use your black just to make sure you fill in those spaces just behind. In fact, it'll make it pop better if you do the back a little bit darker. There you go. Now be sure not to go over the mushroom. Okay, so I've nearly finished my fence. How's it all going, guys? You nearly finished your fence? Don't want to use too much paint. I feel like I have to remind you all the time because if you use too much paint, guess what's going to happen? You won't be able to get the white spider's web in there. You won't be able to create those dots, those white dots. Okay, nice black color. Just trying to rub it in. I'm trying to get Okay, I'm about done. I think I've covered the background quite well. And I'm just going to go over, in case there's any areas, there's any pockets. I've got no paint on my paintbrush. I'm just like rubbing in whatever liquidy, or if there are pockets of like a lot of paint on there, just to make sure that it dries even quicker. Make sure you get rid of all the white spaces. Don't want any of those white bits coming up. Okay, I'm done. That's my background, all finished. Okay. I want a little bit of that black and that grey. All right. I'm washing out my paintbrushes. And I'm ready to do the grass now. So I need a nice clean paintbrush. Let me see what I've done here.
Teacher, I'm not finished.
That's fine. I'll wait. So
Can
we
you
need
wait
a little bit of green in the background, and we're going to do a lighter green for the grass area, this grass area. So just keep going. It's okay. I'll wait for you. We have plenty of time. Are you doing two paintings, Heidi? Are you doing two?
Yes, I'm doing two pencils.
You're funny. How come you're doing two?
I
Because one
doing
was small.
in the
Oh, that's not a painting that we did together, but that's nice. That's very nice.
I do a lot.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Good girl. Beautiful, Felicia. Are you Felicia or are you Claire?
Felicia.
Oh, okay. So you got the names in the right order. So you're Felicia and Claire's the one in the orange top. All right. So I'm going to clean out my paintbrush and I'm going to make a nice
Teacher.
mix of things. In fact, guys, I'll be right back. Yeah, really nice. Really nice, Miss O. Now, I'm going to go and wash out my paintbrush because, look, my water's really dirty. Can you see how black it's gone? So you guys you should all clean out your water, please. In fact, I don't even have to go anywhere because look what I have. Can everybody see this? This is like a container, and I put all my dirty water in here, right? Can you see this? I'm going to put in my dirty water, right? I don't want to get it all, right? I just poured all that dirty water into this. Can you see it in there? Right? Now, the reason why I did that is because I don't want to go into the bathroom and do that. And now, look at this bottle. Can you see this bottle? That's full of water.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to get off my chair. And I've cleaned my water. Isn't that clever?
Teacher, did
And
you
there
know
it is.
it's I use only one jar of water and it all
Yeah.
black, but it
No,
will.
you got to change it. Havy, you have to change it, darling.
I
You have to
know, but
change it.
it will make the other color be
Yeah.
black. It makes it like look
So
better.
please go and change it now, Havy. Since you're waiting anyway, go and change it.
I don't think, but it still have a nice color. Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to ask you to make a nice green. Oh, I want the green to be a little bit on the yellow side. So there's my, hang on, there's my palette. This is the palette where I mix colors. I've got a little bit of yellow. Might have to get some yellow now because I didn't have yellow on the palette when I first started. Where am I going to put it here? A little bit of yellow and a little bit of green because I don't want it to be totally dark because I want those dark greens to be the wispy bits. So there's my green and there's my yellow. Just mixing that in. Oh, nice green color. A really yummy green color, which has got a little bit of yellow in it, right? There. Can you see that really nice light green? So it's more a yellowy green, right? And now, very carefully, right? Very carefully, I want you to mix that light green all over, except on your snails and your mushrooms. So you might need to change your paintbrush when you get close to these objects. Yeah. See, I'm going to put enough green. Make sure you make enough green, by the way, right? Make a good deal of green. So you need quite a lot of paint because it's got quite a large area, quite a large surface that you need to get on. Don't go over the mushroom. Yeah, the bottom of the mushroom, the stem. Don't go over that. So I'm going to go as close as I can to those areas. And then, right, as soon as I get close, I'm going to change my paintbrush over and I'm going to go to middle size because look how big my paintbrush is. I can't possibly get into those little corners, right? Those little areas in there. I'm just going to completely destroy my, I'm going to go over my slug, my, what do you call it, snail. I'm going to go over my snail in green, and I don't want a green snail because look at all these amazing colors. I want different colors for my snails. All right, so nearly done with the large paintbrush. Nearly done. Now I'm going to shift to my middle size. Might even have to go to my small paintbrush if I want to get into those really, really tight edges, tight corners in there. All right, so that's much easier for me when I go over, when I get close to my mushrooms and my snails, so much easier than if I used a large paintbrush. All right, just get the paint everywhere as quickly as possible. Kind of want to do two things. You want to be efficient. You know what efficient means? Efficient means you are quick, but you are accurate. So do it as efficiently as possible. Means you're going to do it properly. You're going to be accurate. Go over the lines, and you want to do it as quickly as possible. So quality work in as a short amount of time as possible. Oh no, I've got a feeling that I might even run out of green. That's not a good thing.
Teacher, I always had a bad feeling when I do the background because one time I put so many green on my palette, but it still runs
Ah, yeah, sometimes when you're working with A3, sometimes you don't quite calculate how much you will actually need. I get that. But we didn't actually mix this green with too many colors. We only just put yellow with it. Yeah, we didn't use it. We didn't use 3 or 4 other colors to make this color. So it's not that hard to remake, is it? It's not that hard to make this same color again. All right, I think I'm done. Oops, a little bit in here. We've got this section here. Okay, I'm finished with my green. Now we're going to wait for that to dry while we work on our mushroom stems. So I need you to wash out your paintbrush and we're going to
out.
work with
Finished. You
brown.
are so fast.
Yeah, I know you're not finished. Now notice how I don't want streaks on my grass area, so I'm actually dabbing it. See how I'm dabbing it? That's what I want you to do. I want you to dab this area so you don't get the streaks in there. Yeah, I don't want paint streaks in some areas and no paint streaks in another. So just keep going, dabbing, just to get rid of those streaks. Like so, like so. Just so those paint marks are not inconsistent. That's why I do a lot of the dabbing. Okay, kids, how's it going? Now, because I don't want to mix in my stem color, which is going to be a nice tan color. Have a look at that, how lovely that is. Can you see my stem? I'm going to use brown for that, brown and white. So that has to be nice, clean color. So I'm going to have to clean out my paintbrushes again. So I'm going to have to wash them out as I do. This is how I do it. I grab this. This is like a bucket, like a little container where I put all the dirty water in so that I don't have to get off my bottom and go into the bathroom and wash them. So that's a really easy way of cleaning paintbrushes without having to go into the sink, into the bathroom or the kitchen. So there it is. See, I've just poured that out. There's nothing in there. Now I'm going to pour it back in. Right, I'm going to pour some clean water in there. Make sure that there's no green in there because that green is really going to mess with my mushroom stem. So I'm just cleaning it out just a little bit more before I settle on some clean water in there. It's really important that you don't get your colours all muddy. Yeah. When you're an artist, you have to keep your water jug very, very clean. Nobody likes muddy colours. Ooh, I think I dropped a little bit of water on my painting here. Oopsie. That was not very smart.
Teacher, I love how you say oopsie.
You like the way I say oopsie?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
it's
like
so much fun.
it's okay. The like green, like brown is okay. I make it with white.
Ah, you'll just have to wait, Havy, because we're not up to that yet. I know you're in a hurry, but we have to do it all together. I can't be saying one thing to you and then one thing to the rest of the class. So you just have to be a little bit patient, okay, my darling? Good girl. All right.
Teacher, I finished.
Ah, you look funny, Claire. Oh, I love it. That's so lovely, Misso. So lovely.
Thêm xanh đi con, dặm thêm xanh lá khúc này
Hang
con
on.
đang
Hang on.
thấy không? Đây mày bạn nha.
Thêm nước.
Cọ đầy nước rồi, cứ quét thôi. Đây này, một tiếng này. Một lớp thôi, cứ quét một đường thôi, đừng có quét nhiều đường.
Okay, kids, let's go to our stems now. Right. Now, I want everyone to have a look at the original painting. Everybody have a look here. Yeah, Felicia, amazing. Really good. Show me yours, Claire. I love your mask. That's amazing. Oh, yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Really, really good. Now, kids, everybody have a look here. Can you see? What color are these stems?
Đây là cái gốc của
They're like a brown and a tan
It's
color.
like
aren't they?
brown
Like
and white.
that's right. Light brown, brown, and white. So there are three different colors. So what I want you to do is on your palette, I'm going to have to turn on a light here because it's getting dark here. Oh, that's a yucky color, isn't it? Ugh. That's a really yucky color. Anyway, that's all I can do. I can't do much more. Actually, I can turn on the light.
Teacher, the color of the stem it's look like our skin color.
Yeah, that's right. It is a skin tone. Now, I'm going to use my I'm going to say middle size paintbrush, and I'm going to add a little bit of brown here and a fair bit of white, right? Fair bit of white. And that's going to be my middle tone, right? You listening, kids? I want you all to listen very carefully. This is going to be my middle brown. Can you guys all see that? What?
But we don't have brown. I don't have brown.
Oh, you don't have brown? All right, I'm going to show you how to make brown. All right, kids, for those who do not have brown, watch and listen. Now, Ciro, do you have orange and yellow and green?
Yes, I
Right.
see.
orange, yellow,
I have yellow
orange.
and red. That I do is orange.
All right, orange and yellow and green. All right, have a look at how I'm going to make.
Teacher,
Yes,
she said she don't have orange. She just have red and yellow.
well, what does that mean? What can we advise Zero to do? She makes her own. Say again, Havy.
She can make red and yellow to make orange.
Excellent. So you mix the yellow and the red to make orange. Now, can everybody? I need a new paintbrush now. Now, who was it that didn't have? Zero, it's you, right? So, Zero, have a look, please, how I'm going to make a brown, all right? So I've got my green, I've got my orange, and I've got my yellow. Can you see what I just did there? Can you see how that is almost the same color as the brown? See that color? That's like a brown. And if I want to go even like a lighter brown or a darker brown, you just play around with those three colors. Oh, now make it really dark. I'm going to go for, can everybody see what I've just done there? That's a perfect brown. That's fine. But I'm going to use my brown. All right. So starting again, what I said earlier. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make 3 different browns. Kids, are you listening? Yeah? Now, that's my dark brown. This is my middle brown, and I'm going to make a really, really light brown right here. Right? I'm going to take a lot of white, and I'm going to make the really, really light brown, like almost like our skin tone, right? Really light brown. So 1, 2, 3. So, right? Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to get my dark brown, and I want to do it inside here, right at the very, very center. It's really dark brown right here where that circle, that half circle is. Can everybody see that? And then we're going to put some dark brown on the side of this mushroom stem. We're looking at the dark brown, right? Dark brown all the way down this side, right? Now, I'm just about ready to go to the other one. We're going to go onto this one. We're going to put some dark brown right down the side here, like so. Now, look what I'm going to do. I'm getting close to those antennas. I'm going to have to change my paintbrush around because this is way too big. I know it's the middle-sized paintbrush, but it's way too big. I'm going to switch over to my very, very small paintbrush, which is here. And I'm using the dark, right? We're going to put dark on one side. It's going to be on this side. Right now I have to get in right in between those antennae from the snails, right in between there, right? Because the snail's antenna got in the way. I didn't mean for that to happen. Now I'm going to use my second dark color, my second light color, should I say, right? This one. And I'm going to put that on a little bit on the outside, just a little bit further out. Now we're going to go over these lines. I know we're going to go over these lines, but we can always draw them in later. So now I've got the middle brown. The middle brown, I'm just going out all the way to the edges. Okay? My middle brown all the way to the edges. Might need to use the small paintbrush again, kids. All right, all the way to the edges. All right. So I've got dark brown right in that center there. I might go over it again with my dark. Now here, notice how I'm blending in my middle brown right in the middle of this stem. I'm blending it in. Make sure I don't go over all of the dark brown, right? Right in the middle right? Right in the middle. Right, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to go with my middle size brown, my mid brown, middle size. Did I say middle size brown? My mid-tone brown, my mid-tone. I don't know why I said sides. Silly me. There you go. And that's going to be my middle brown. And of course, I'm ready for my very light brown now. And it's going to be on the edge here, on the other side, the extreme other side. And there you go. And I'm going to try and blend those in all together, right? Trying to blend those in. Making sure that there's no real sudden. We want it to go smoothly from one to the next, yeah. And there you have it. Now I might use my middle-sized paintbrush again to get into those little corners here where it's really, really dark. And I'm going to bring my lines across like a star, like a shining star from that dark brown all the way out. It's like radiating outwards like a sun that's shining. See that? And we can go over that with texture later. And I feel as though I need to use my small paintbrush to get into those corners. We didn't put light color. We didn't put a light brown in these corners, in this under part, because it's underneath. It's underneath the top of the mushroom. Can't be light underneath. Oh. It's just a middle-sized brown. I said it again, a mid-tone brown. I said size again, kids, sorry. There you go. Make sure you paint in all those. Sorry? Oh, yeah, I love it. It's so nice. Okay, we are about ready to paint our little snails. So I want you to make a nice light blue. I want you to put the tiniest blue in your palette, kids. If you need to change your palette or wash it out, that's fine. You can do that. But we need a very, very light blue. Okay. Now I'm going to put some blue in my palette because I don't have a blue in my palette. I didn't want you to put that in there because blue it's not something we're going to use a lot of. So I really just want you to put the tiniest bit. Do not waste your colors, right? See how much blue I just put in there? You can barely see it, right? Very little blue. So I want you to mix a little bit of white with that so we can have a really nice light blue. Look at my nice blue here. It's a really light blue. You see it?
Teacher, can I use this and then mix some white in that?
Yeah, that's what you're going to do. Absolutely. That's what you have to do. So you mix some white. What happened? Got it? Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of white in with my blue. And just a little bit. And I'm going to listen carefully, kids. I'm going to put a darker blue on the edges, right? Just like we did here with the mushrooms, we're going to put the darker blue on the sides, right? And as you move closer to the middle, it gets a little bit lighter. So basically, you want to use whatever blue you have from your paint, right? That's exactly the blue we're going to use on the side. So it's going to be a little bit darker. And then as you're moving towards the middle, it's going to get lighter, the one that you mixed with the white. Right, so now I'm mixing it in with my white. So can you see how we are using tone and tint to give it that 3D effect. Try not to go over the markers, the black marker. Try to keep your paintbrush away from the black outline. The nice outline, when you outline your work like that, you want to be consistent. Yeah. What time is it? Okay. So kids, we have about half an hour left and we've got a lot to do still. So hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry now. Now, as soon as I move over to this side of my shell, it's going to be a lot whiter. Okay, it's going to be a lot whiter, and I need to get my white. Where's my white? Okay, there it is. So I'm going to mix in a little bit more white in that blue. So I'm going to get the lightest blue that I can get. It's my lightest blue. And then I'm going to just paint it along this side. See what I'm doing? I'm going to get those shades in there. Just like we did with the mushroom, we've got the dark on one side and the light on the other. And I'm trying my best not to go over. I'm using my very, very tiny paintbrush, by the way. And if you haven't realized that, you should know by now that when we do details like this, we should always switch our paintbrushes and make sure that we're using the right size.
Teacher,
All right,
this
so
okay?
yeah, I love it. Oh, hang on. I'm looking at my, show me again, Havy.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. Very good. Very good. Yeah. If you guys want me to see, because I'm busy looking at my own work, but if you guys want me to look at your work, just call out, just say, Miss Vicki, can you please have a look at my work? I would love to see what you're doing. All right, so there I'm finished with that one, and now I'm going to come over here and do my purple one. I've got a purple one. I can add a little bit of red to that, or I can just use purple. I have purple. Has anyone else got purple? If you don't have purple, who knows how to make it?
Blue and red.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the same here. Actually, no, what am I going to do? Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of dark on one side, on this side, right? See how dark it is on that side? And as I move closer to the center, it's going to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to add a little bit of white to my purple. All right, like so. Like so. I know it's going to be hard to keep away. Just add a little bit more water so you don't have to go over the mark, the black marker. And now I'm ready to do my very, very light purple. Just like so.
Teacher, so asking
Yeah.
is okay?
Say again?
Does be okay?
Yes. What's
I
that?
call the snail. I call it a W too because actually I just call the grass into it, so I need to call the blue first. So I don't think
Have you got purple for the other one? Have you
yes,
got purple for the other one? Yeah. That's
yes,
fine. Yep. Yep. Cool.
I finished.
Yeah. So it's going to go from light to dark, or should I say from dark to light, because we did the dark one first. Okay, I'm finished with mine. I'm going to make a little bit more yellow. I'm going to make some yellow, and I'm going to put a little bit of green in it, right? Just a tiny bit. So there's my yellow. Can everybody see my yellow there? And I'm going to put just the tiniest bit of green because I want it to be like a luminous green, right? I want it to be like really, really yellowy. Oh my God, I think I've put too much now. Okay, I want it to be like almost a yellow.
Teacher, is this what are you talking about?
Yes. But I want you to put some yellow in it because look at my luminous green. Can you see
That is,
how incredibly yellowy it is? That's the color
it's
I've
like
got.
a banana, but
Yeah.
it's not sweet.
Yes. Oh no. Okay, so there's my really light yellowy green. It's not going to take you much to do that, kids. So make the color quickly and color it in very quickly because we still have a lot to do. Oops. And I think I need an orange for my other one. Have a look at my picture. My original. I've got an orange.
Teacher, can I choose another color?
Yes, of course you can. You can choose any color you like. I'm just going off my one. And I've just got an orange, but I'm going to put a little bit of shadow in the areas that I think is going to make it look three-dimensional. I'll show you that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of that brown, the brown that I made earlier, the one that I made, not the, and I'm just going to put a few shades in the background there, just so it looks like it's three-dimensional. Not too much. I don't want to spoil the orangey color, right? I still want it to look orangey. So just to make it look like it's in the background. And I might do that with my green as well. I'm just going to put a little bit green in the background there, just where it's attaching.
Teacher Vicky, look at mine.
Yeah.
I put some eyes on the snail. The eyes.
Yeah, you can do that. Nice, Felicia. Very good. Good, 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 good. Very good, very good. All right, now, kids, we're just about ready. Oops, that's not the right color. We're just about ready to do our dots, okay? I'm going to do our dots now. Just want to get this color in there because I just want it to look like there's the background, you know, like it's darker. These are the effects that you create. The effects that you create to make it look three-dimensional. All right. Now, I want everyone to get a little bit of white on their page, on their what do you call it? I want you to put some white on your palette. And I want you to mix it so that it's a little bit fluid. Do you understand what fluid means? So there's my white. Can everybody see my white? Got a little bit of purple in it, but not a lot. Yeah. All right, so there's my white. I might add just a tiny bit of little bit of water to it because I need it to be just the tiniest bit watery. Now, I know that's going to probably...
Teacher, my white turned into purple.
Into what?
The
What is your
purple.
white? Purple. What do you mean purple? Ah, purple. Ah, no, we don't want purple. We definitely do not want purple. Okay, kids, I want you to all have a look at this spider's web. Can everybody see that? Yes? What I want you to do is I want you to put a dot. Now, how am I going to make a dot? I want you to grab a pencil or the back of your paintbrush. I
Teacher.
actually have a dotting tool. Does everyone know what a dotting tool is? A dotting tool is something that you buy from the art shop. I have one, but if you don't have one, you could quite easily use the back of a paintbrush like this, right? The back of a paintbrush. And so what you do is you dip into, oh no. Damn. So what I did is I put water all over my thing. Okay, that's the second time I did that. So kids, are you watching? I'm using the back of my paintbrush. I'm dipping it into the white, as you can see here, right? That's my white right in there. I'm going to probably add a little bit more because I don't think it's going to be enough. All right, so I've got white. Now, watch carefully. I want you all to see how I've got lines going outways like that. Can everybody see how I've got lines going outways? Now, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to paint those and then we're going to dot them. All right, so I want you to use your very small paintbrush and I want you to use a lot of water, a lot of water. You guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? There it is. So there is my white and I'm using a lot of water so it can be very see-through, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a center spot, which is going to be right here, right? I'm going to put one big, not big, but I'm going to put a dot right there. Now I'm going to go outways. That's one, right? And then I'm going to do another one here, right? I want it to be see-through, okay? I don't want it to be very thick paint. I want you to add a lot of water to it. You guys can't probably see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to make these lines go out like the sun is shining, like the sun's rays, yeah, from that dot. Like the sun's rays from this dot, I want you to move outwards. Now, I'm going to remind you again, I want you to do it with your very small paintbrush. All right, your black should be nice and dry now. All right, see how it's fading straight away as soon as so from here all the way with your paintbrush, all the way. And sometimes I won't dip in again. I won't dip in it. It doesn't matter if it's see-through, but we just want to do this so that we can follow the line for the dots. It's like the sun. It's like that dot was the sun and it's just radiating outwards. Okay, and that's it. So there's like my what do you call it? My spider's web that's reaching outwards. Now, with these lines, be careful now. I'm going to say that I want a lot of water on your paintbrush. I want it to be a see-through white. Now, watch as I do this. I'm going to do a curved line. All right, hang on a minute. Oops. I'm going to do a curved line inwards, like this, inwards. 2, 3, 4. Can everybody see my lines? I'm going to do the same thing on this one. 1. I'm going to do like a bracket or like a very shallow C, you know, the letter C, A, B, C. So like that. All right, and you just keep going all the way to the end. And doesn't matter if there's a lot of paint on there. I want it to be very, very light. Doesn't matter if there's a lot of paint. I want it to look see-through. So it's like a curvy line, right? I want it to look thick. Keep adding water to the white because I don't want it to look thick. Don't forget to put that curve in, guys, yeah? Because that's what makes it look like a real spider's web, all right? Now, as soon as you're finished with the curvy bits, right, I want you to turn your paintbrush around. Now you can turn it around. I forgot this part. And I want you to dip into the white that you've made, and I want you to do dots everywhere. Dot, dot, right on those lines, all the way. Close together, not too close. I don't want them to be touching, okay? So I want you to put dots everywhere on those curvy lines, those half C's, and those straight lines, okay? Now they're not all going to look the same, and that's what I want. I don't want them to look the same. I'm using the back of my paintbrush. I'm not using my dot tool, just so that I can show you that it really doesn't matter what tool. You can even use a pencil. You can use the lead part of the pencil. Ooh, it's nearly close to time. Okay. Can everybody do this when we finish the lesson? Because we have to finish in less than 10 minutes, kids. So can I leave this to you? Can I leave this to you? What are you doing, Ciro? What are you doing, Ciro? Huh? Are you doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You are? Because I can see what you're doing there doesn't look like what I'm doing. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but we're not going to flick these dots. Yeah, we're not going to flick these dots onto the page. That's not how we do this, all right? Now, if you see closely on a wet day, this is what a spider's web looks like, doesn't it, on a wet day? And of course, it is a wet day because we have the snails out. Snails only come out when it's wet, I think. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I noticed that when it's raining, they come out a lot.
Yeah, when it's rain and the snails go out and play,
Yeah.
and they climb on the mushrooms.
Right. All right, kids, I want you to finish this later, okay? We don't have time to do all of this now. It's going to take us a good 10 to 20 minutes, but I want you to finish this, and then I want you to post it on Zello, okay? All right? Good. Now, the next thing I want you to do is, hang on a minute. I've got pallets everywhere. I've got a very small table today. It's very difficult to maneuver my space. All right. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to take a middle-sized paintbrush, right? A middle-sized paintbrush. And I want you to dip in the dark green. I want you to get some dark green if you haven't got it. Where's my green? Green. Yep. All right, I want to put some dark green in there. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of white in there as well, dark green and white, because I want it to be opaque, right? I don't want the color to change as much as I want it to be opaque, right? I want it to be opaque. And now I'm going to do little flicks here and there, right? This is what I'm going to do. Little flicks here and there, right? Can everybody see what I'm doing? I don't know if there's enough light on here. Just little flicks. I'm getting my dark green and my white. Just a few flicks here and there over the mushroom, just a little bit, not too much, right? Right, and maybe some over the snail. All right, so these are my dark greens. Just the tiniest bit of white, just so that they're not transparent and that you can actually see them, because when you use green, a lot of the greens are very transparent. That's just the way greens are, right? So, and we're going to make a little bit of that green. See the grass coming over the top of my fence? So I'm going to make some grass marks coming over the fence, like onto the fence. You see that? Everybody see what I'm doing? I'm making those green bits of grass go onto the fence part. Yeah. But the tiniest bit, not too much, just a little bit. Right, and now I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into that mix that I just made. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow onto there. So I want this to be a much lighter green, yeah, with a bit of white in it. So there's my next green. Right, I'm going to make the same little areas of grass going upwards, like so. Right. Right, and that's a much lighter green. Make sure you go all around the greens, and they're just little lines that look like grass. Now I'm going to put a lot of white into that. Okay, so everybody can see what I've done there, and I'm going to put a fair bit of white on there. This is going to be my last layer, right? There's a lot of white in there, and I'm going to mix that up, right? So I've got a really nice light green. Get rid of some of that. Now, can you see? I'm just going to go here and there and everywhere. I'm trying not to go over the grass that I've already done. So I'm going to go into the bits that are in between. Yeah, the bits that I haven't done. So try not to go over the dark greens and the yellow greens and the mid greens. Right, I'm just going to go all over the place with this really light green. Ooh. Yes, my darling.
End? When does the class end?
What'd you say?
When does the class end?
It's ended just now. Okay, before you go, I just wanted to say that we have to do the mushrooms. We have to do the white mushrooms now.
I know.
So what I want you to
Teacher,
do, yes,
we
My
end at teacher. We end at 3 o'clock, but now it's 3:30.
well, we started at 5, so we end now. It's 1.5 hours. So we finish now, but I'm just going to show you what the last thing you need to do. The last thing you need to do, don't forget you have to put the dots on there, yeah? Don't forget you have to do the dots up here. So please do that at home. Oh, that's nice. And now I'm going to go over this area with white. Hopefully it's nice and dry. Now I know some of the whites are not that opaque, which means that some of the white, the red's going to come through, but do your best. Try not to go over the black part, or maybe you want to go over the black part. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So this is the last thing we're going to do today for our activity. You have to go inside those round dots that we made, different sizes, right? And what I want you to do is when the white dries, I want you to give it another layer, right? Put another layer of white because I want it to be completely opaque. See, can you see mine's not quite opaque? It's not quite opaque, is it? So a lot of the red is actually coming through, which I don't love, but I'm just going to wait for this to dry and then I'm going to go over it one more layer. And you know what? I might even do a third layer later, but I have to wait for it to dry. So there you have it, kids. There's your activity. So I hope you enjoyed your mushroom activity today, mushrooms and snails. And I will see you next week. Now, kids, please tell your parents to buy you the materials that we need. Yes, Ciro? Tell your parents whatever I ask for, please ask them to buy those things for you. Okay? Because it just makes things a lot easier. All right. Who had some fun today? Put your hands up if you had fun. Havy had fun. Miso had fun. Monkey had fun. Felicia had fun.
Me
Can I
too,
see your work,
teacher.
please? And you too,
Put a
Anna?
hand emoji.
Oh, okay. Good girl. Thanks. Yeah, I know you always have fun, Anna. Guys, I want you to put this on Zello. I really want to see and put your age and your name. Okay, I want you to put your age and your name on your painting and put it on Zello. All right, my darlings?
Teacher, can
All right,
Teacher,
kids.
I'm finished.
teacher can
Show me.
my computer is almost out of battery.
Okay. Now, Miso, did you put all the dots up here on the fence part? Did you put all the dots? You have to put all the dots, just like I did here. See? Can you see all these dots here? You have to do it everywhere.
May I out?
Lên lại cho cô coi đi.
My computer is almost out of battery. So
Yes,
can
my darling. That's okay. We're finished anyway.
okay. So goodbye. I will leave
Oh,
you.
you did do it. Very nice. Good girl, Miso. You're very quick.
Bye,
You're very quick. All right, kids. That's
Bye,
the end of
teacher.
our lesson. I'm going to
Bye,
finish this when I log off, and I'll put
Goodbye,
my
teacher.
picture up.
Màu xanh
I'll put my
Goodbye,
picture up
teacher.
on
I will
Màu cái màu xanh nó chìm quá.
goodbye.
All right. Do you want to show me what you did, Ciro, Felicia, Claire, Havy, Monkey, Miso, Anna? Where's Anna? Anna and Orca and Nuni. Show me what you've done. Ooh, that is so good. Havy, you have to put that on Zello, please. Anna, you too.
Okay,
Put it
I
on
want to.
Zello. That's amazing, Miso. Amazing,
Because-
Ciro. Amazing, Monkey. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, that is so good, you guys.
Yeah.
Well done, Nuni. Orca,
My-
I didn't see your work.
Teacher,
Well
my
done.
computer is out
Miso,
of battery.
that's amazing.
Để
All right,
xuống.
kids.
My
Bye. See you next week.
Teacher.
battery, so
See
I
you
will.
next week.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye.
Bye, kids. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye. See you
Bye,
next.
Olka. See you.